So this is a view of my hotel room. It's got glass and my room didn't come with closed hangers, so I just fling things over that end bit there. The fan is sort of relaxing. Window, which I hardly opened. Sort of like everything's sort of been cased with some cement or something, and it sort of gives it a very old-fashioned touch. But it's calming. This is a fairly good room. The last time we stayed in this particular residence, it was a little bit hard for me, but this time it was quite a bit more relaxing. But I like the 3 bedrooms. It gave us more room. I got my own room, and I didn't have to share. I didn't want to share with who I came with because they were bitching too much at me, and I don't really like to share, and I don't like to have them think that being with, 2 girls together is more normal than having a girl and a guy. I think she should be feeling just as comfortable to share a room with the person who was male as opposed to female. So I'm not really very positive about this clinging to think that I'm automatically okay with sharing. So I sort of stood my ground and said, oh, well, if you're not using this room because they paid for the trip, then I'm going to use it. I've already sort of put my stuff in there, and I don't want to share with someone for my holiday. I want to have my own room if it's available. Even my sister's kid was telling me I was very selfish, and I'm like, what's selfish about it? If the person who paid for the trip doesn't want the bigger room, then I'm going to snag it, and just because we're 2 girls doesn't mean I should be automatically the person who shares a room with her who's another girl. I don't want to share a room with her. I don't want to share a room with the person who's male. I want my own room, So I got my own room. Yeah, she's going, oh, I don't mind. So she doesn't mind, but she got her own room too. There were 2 beds in her room, and the person who was the guy ended up on the couch. So, but no, I'm not keen on sharing anymore. She's like turning into, one of those people who are a complete downers, and I just was kicked. I was just told very swiftly that I shouldn't be working the job that I've been working, and it's been giving me good money, and I just think, well, that's a bummer because that foils my plan on keeping with this job for a long time, and I know they didn't really investigate it though. They just assumed that it was an illegitimate job, and it probably is. I don't know, but they didn't know much about the company. They had a website. They didn't investigate it. They didn't find the company name because they weren't willing to, because, I couldn't remember it right off the bat, but I knew it, but I just couldn't remember it, and I was sort of confused, I don't have a great memory when I'm sort of, jumped on the spot. If they had warned me that they're going to ask me details about where I'm getting the money from, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to at least prepare myself. But because it was on the spot and I didn't expect it, I was sort of thrown off, and my mind decided it had no memory. So, yeah, but I was told the person I work for is probably a guy. They're going to be very angry when they realize my account has been closed and the money that was in it's gone. And that I shouldn't tell them about the bank closure. I shouldn't tell them about the bank closure because otherwise they'll get angry, and I shouldn't have any more communications with them. That's pretty much what they told me. So, I've been kicked from a bank. And I'm like, oh, that sucks, because that was where I was getting money from. And I don't know whether I want to pursue it. I was going to wait for them to contact me, but I successfully made my last transfer, so that was my first contact, and then I told them that I can no longer go through the bank that they had wanted because it's been closed. And that was my second contact, and the remaining money was closed with it. So, sure enough, they might make a call. Maybe I'll get a call from the bank apologizing that they may have jumped the gun, but I don't know what's going to happen with that for me. I mean, it's not like it's the police or the government, or it's just a bank protocol, just in case. And the other bank that I was going through for 3 months prior to this didn't seem to pick it up as illegitimate. But I do sometimes worry that it might be business activities. I need to open a business account, but the other bank didn't investigate it, and I was feeling very comfortable with this job, actually, before this time. I was like, wow, this is going to give me heaps of money. And now, because of this one bank, I've been told that not to do it anymore, not to have any association with this company. So I don't know how serious I should take that advice. I mean, they said they can only advise me not to do it. I have ignored such a warning before, and it hurt me a lot financially. In regards to scams, so I don't know whether I should ignore this advice or take it on and actually not have any dealings with the company anymore. So, but that's ruptured me financially. So now I need to find a new job, I guess, but I find it hard to get jobs, and I don't like who I'm living with. They're turning, like I said before, they're turning into a real downer. It's like every time they talk, they're like sucking on a lemon, They don't have any positivity. They're just talking down and down their noses, more down, like they're angry, and even on this whole trip, this is like a fantastic place that they've paid for, but with everyone else in the family, they, have some positivity, but with me, they just keep talking down, like whenever they say criticism, it's very sharp and to the point that they have no facial expressions. They don't even think of smiling. They're just like talking negatively. And I just want to pack my bags and go, I'm through with this crap, you know. So, in that way, that would sort of pressure me to want to come back to this other company to try and, you know, work it maybe with this other bank. But I don't know, they want faster and faster payment processes, and my other bank's not going to give that. My other bank's a slow 2-day wait, no matter what kind of bank. So, I would want to try with this other bank if they don't mind the slow processing, but because I don't want to be left without money and searching for months for jobs and hardly ever getting a good job, you know, while someone's like completely losing any sense of enjoyment in their minds, you know. That puts me in a dangerous position that I've overstayed my welcome and that I'm unwanted in the place. So, and they could threaten me, you know. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe trying it, continuing it with the other bank. But, because I don't mind things being illegitimate. I just don't want the bank to be closed and have that affect any account that's associated with my bank, with the other bank. I don't want it to be closed. I don't want it to be a problem, but I don't want to not do it because I think it could, you know, they didn't do any proper investigation. And it's not like it's a police telling me not to do it. It's a bank, and the bank's only following their protocol. Suspicious activity, you know, and they will close down the account. So, and they've said they've banned me from opening any account in the future. But I don't want any more bank accounts closed and me being told that I can't ever apply at that bank again. You know, I don't want that to happen. So I'd only want to do this job in association with this one other bank account. Otherwise I won't do it because I don't want to open banks and have them tell me, oh, the interaction that you've had is no good. I would only try this other bank because I've been doing it for 3 months already. And I thought it was a good thing, you know, and if I hadn't had any association with this new bank that I opened, then it would continue being my lucky job, you know. But, I don't know. So, but, I don't want to live with how I'm living. I don't mind things being a little bit shady, but I just don't want to get in trouble for it, you know. And so I don't know what I'm going to do about this job. But I hate where I'm living. So if I can continue it without being suspicious with another bank, I would love to do this job a little bit more. I mean, but I just don't know whether I should, or whether I will, or whether even they will, because 2 days wait for them is like, they don't want to do it, so. But I'll wait and see. But for the meantime, I'm in this place for 2 more days, and then I'll get back home.
So this is pretty much the job offer that I was sent. For the 14-day probation period, I apparently passed it and was on this $870 per week thing, but it only lasted a few months, and now they're not contacting me now that my bank's been closed. So I think that's pretty much like the end. Of this. It almost looks professional, but I was told this is a scam. The whole employment is like a scam. Even though it was through Seek and stuff, it was a scam. So, now they won't contact me at all. So I'm not getting any money, even though I personally paid for the last payment. I'm not getting this amount, which was supposed to be what I was going to be getting each week. So I would say that the job's definitely over. So it outdid my last work from home position, which also seemed like a scam. But I didn't get any banks closed that time, but it lasted 2 months before they just dropped contact, and now they've dropped contact with me. So obviously I'm not going to be continuing on with this make-believe job, which sure enough was easy. I thought it'd be like a waste of time, a job, have you employed for a long time, give you quite a bit of money, but at the end you haven't really developed any skills or experience relevant to impress other employers with, but which you're paid for regardless. So I thought it was going to be more like that, but it's sort of been dropped now that the bank's been closed. I have a bad rap. I can't bank there again. I've told them. They've told me one more transfer. I've done the transfer, and now they're non-contactable. So I'm not going to get any further money probably, and it's dead. So apparently that's last year's scam, which I fell for, I guess. And they said it was giving me a bad rap, like, every time I sign up with something, people think poorly of me because I don't actually use the accounts that I sign up with, and it gives me a global print, that gives me a bad rap. So, but I don't have to deal with that anymore. With the closure of the bank account, the job's sort of closed. They're not hard to contact. I mean, they said, yeah, one more job, but then I paid it, and then there's no contact. So now that dream job has ended, and I'm all by myself again. I have to look for a new job. So if you get an email that says, "Hey, I'm from a company. I'm gonna earn you loads of money from your own home," and all you have to do is, just pretend to be an employee, and then I'll just give you the boot when I'm sick of it. If you get like anyone like that contacting you via email through Seek, it's like the banks might eventually say that it's a scam. So it looks like I've fallen for another. I'm scammed by scams all the time, but it didn't hit me hard. I only lost a little bit of money at the end. So I gained a few $1,000s from it, and at the end I lost like 300. So, on the profit to loss ratio, I didn't really lose very much. Not like another scam in which I lost around 40Ks. But that wasn't pretend to be an employer scam. That was get this little piece of paper from one side of the world to another, and you'll get your check scam. So it was a scam. Obviously, like when you're like young or you're so like you don't know, it's like it's so obvious it's a scam with those ones. But this one was different. This one was like, I'm gonna pretend to be your employer kind of scam. I bet I'm gonna get another one. No, it's like pretend it to be your employer kind of scam, gives you a little bit of money, but in the end it's a dead job. So I've had that kind of thing done before on the same website, and it lasted 2 months, and I got a couple of $1,000s. So this one I got over double the amount than the other one, but they're both very similar. The other one I had to send payments by Australia Post, and this one I had to send payments via the internet by bank transfer. So two very similar things, but the last one didn't. This time I had a bank closed, and they said, "Oh, you're not going to be banking with us anymore." And I was like, oh, "Okay, whatever." But none of my important bank accounts are closed, so that's the important thing. They did get you to open a new bank account, and the new bank account, which you would have never banked with in the first place, has been closed. So, but yeah, that's me being scammed again. Really.